Yeah. Y'all already know what it is. It's TK the poet. You already know it, so you ain't gotta quote it. And if I spoke it, you already know what that means. Yeah, I wrote it. We here again, another weekend. Hey, you know what? I've been sick this week, but my wife is she been taking care of me. We've been taking care of we both because we both been sick in the bed. Just like like I didn't know so much snot. Like I know this kind of. If y'all got a weak stomach, pause this. But I didn't know so much snot can be in one person's body. I'm like, I'm blowing my nose like 100 times a day. I'm like, how much is this snot or this mucus in my body? Like, look, it was horrible. It was horrible. But I'm back, feeling a little bit better. I'm moving and grooving. I'm feeling kind of springy. So but we got some dope poets. But look, if y'all didn't know, look at the merch, Poetry Life League. Y'all see the jerseys. Even though I got my green screen on, you see, but it's green. Whatever. Y'all see the patches. Poetry Life League. Let me give y'all a circle. Let me give y'all a little circle real quick, so y'all can see the merch. Hey, the Poetry Life League jersey. It's official. It's going down in July. July 12th, I believe. July 12th. It's going down. Our first official match will be going down July 12th. Poetry Life League. If y'all don't know what Poetry Life League is, a poet league that consists of 24 poets across the United States. Some of the top dope spitters, some of the dopest writers that's around the United States, and we all come together, create a league to see, who is the champion of Poetry Life League. We're gonna see. We're gonna get to that, but I got a couple fire poets I'm gonna bring up, man. The first poet I'm bringing up is Shorty Rock. Shorty Rock. Shorty Rock. What's going on, Shorty Rock?
Shorty rock to the beat to the party. Shorty to the
Hey, go ahead and say that, man.
hey.
Shorty Rock, tell the people who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
I am Shorty Rock. You can find me on the TikTok. What is it? Shorty Rock, Poet Shorty Rock. And you can find me also running under Theories of Chaos. And I am also on Instagram, Poet Shorty Rock.
Okay. We got Shorty Rock in the building. Hey, okay, we have another fire poet from the Shot Town, from Chirac. We got Lady Crucible in the building. Lady Crucible, what's up with you?
What it do, y'all? What it do? Greetings to all this evening.
Man, tell the people who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Hey, I'm Lady Crucible from Chi-Town. You can find me on Instagram as Lady Crucible. You can find me on Facebook as Nia. Find me on TikTok as Poetic Priestess. YouTube as well. Hey, I drip liquid bars for a living.
Okay,
I do
okay,
what I
okay.
do.
Okay. And also, man, look, we got a new poet that's just gracing this stage. First time on this stage. We gonna bring her up. Beauty the poet. Beauty the poet. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Hey, we doing live. We doing live. Hey, I appreciate you coming on this platform. Can you please tell the people who you are, where you from, and what you do?
My name's Shanika, but I go by Beauty. I'm from Simsbury, Louisiana, but currently repping Jonesboro, Louisiana. And what
Okay,
I do
okay.
is I speak for people that can't speak. I speak for the people that's been hurt, that don't
Mm,
have that beast in them. So I'm here to speak so they can hear me and just know I
okay.
see you, you see me. Everything will be all right if you just let it be.
Talk heavy, talk heavy, talk heavy. I
Right.
like that. I like that. Man, you know what? We have some more poets coming in, before we even break into this thing, we since you the new poet on the platform, we're gonna
Okay.
have to give you the center stage and you're gonna have to go off one time and show the world, what you got and who is Beauty, the poet.
Okay, y'all ready?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you center stage. Go ahead and do your thing.
All right. Okay. They say the truth can set you free. But in this world, lies wear golden crowns, and truth walks barefoot on broken glass, bleeding honesty into soil that won't even grow it. I've seen prophets, they're silent by the weight of whispers. Their words too raw, too real, too much like a mirror for a world that would rather much live in the shadows. I've stood on mountaintops, screamed truth into the wind, and watched it scatter like dust while the world turned its back, deafened by the lullabies of deception. But let a body fall. Let a soul break beneath the silence. Let someone's last breath be the echo of their pain, and suddenly they must listen. Why must the truth be read in obituaries before it's even read with care? I will not let the tragedy translate me, and I will not let my suffering be a spectacle just to be understood. I will speak, I will scream, I will carve truth into the skies until even the stars are forced to read it. And if they refuse to listen, then let the mountains remember my voice. Let the rivers carry my words, and let the earth testify. Let the earth itself testify, because the truth never dies, even when no one wants to hear it.
Fire, 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 fire.
I appreciate it.
So, what inspired you to write that?
Nowadays, well, now and today, a lot of people deal with suicide. I have somebody that is close to me. Thank God they survived. It hurt me to the core that they couldn't tell me. And we partying, we drinking, we having fun, and he's smiling, and I never saw it. So I just thought about him in that moment and how close we are. And it's nothing but God that he's still here. And with all my suffering and everything that I've been through, I refuse to let that be my testimony. People gonna see, hey, you came from nothing, but you made something out of nothing. So that's why I call myself beauty, because when I saw the beast in me, the world couldn't even change me.
I like that. Say that again. Say that again. I didn't think it hurt you. Say that again.
I call myself beauty because when I saw the beast in me, the world couldn't change me.
Look, that is a slogan. That is a slogan.
Yeah.
That is a slogan. You need to keep that in your repertoire. That is your slogan. Say that again. One more time for the people.
Not only that, that's a whole writing prompt within itself. And I'm sorry, man, I have to ask you to borrow that. That is
we still got to talk about that other one.
Oh yeah, we definitely.
I like that. You got to say it one more time for the people, because it got to resonate with the people. Say that one more time.
Let me put my little razzle dazzle on it.
Okay.
My name is Beauty, and I go by Beauty because when I saw the beast in me, even then, the world still couldn't change me.
You said when I saw the beauty in me, because I'm trying to.
When I saw the beast in me, I'm called Beauty because when I saw the beast in me, even the world couldn't change me.
Ooh, that's a whole bar right there.
Look, even the world couldn't change me.
That's a whole bar right there.
Look, fire. Man, look, I don't know if y'all knew what's been going on, especially in my home city, Dallas, Texas, and stuff like that. It was a young man. He killed someone in self-defense. The dude was bullying him. And, and the dude, he killed was a Caucasian dude. He was a pale-skinned fella. So, but the dude was bullying him.
Yeah, they didn't put that out there at first. They just made it seem like this black boy carried a white boy up to the roof and just stabbed him to death.
Look, and the thing is, it's like, when are we gonna see like what is the real? Because look, I had someone on my Facebook. Let me check it out real quick, because I don't want to misquote anybody and get any information wrong. But I had to repost this and I had to talk about it. It was let me see. Let me get into it. It was a dude named David. Now he was a young gentleman. He was still in school, but these two dudes, they was bullying him and stuff like that, and he tried to run away, but the two Caucasian dudes shot him in the back and killed him. Did they go to jail? No, they out right now. They talking about self-defense, and it was two Caucasian pale skinned fellas that shot this dude when he was running away. His name was David. Let me see if I can get his full name. Right now it just said David. Shout out to David. I'm gonna see if I can get his full name in a little bit. But it's like, y'all let these two Caucasian dudes go when they murdered this dude when he was running away. But this other dude, he fought back in self-defense. Because the dude kept on bullying him, and he kept on repeatedly telling him to stop bullying him.
Him and his twin. That's what makes it so. He had twin brothers bullying him.
Right.
What was two football players doing at a track meet?
Right.
They came there intentionally. And it just so happened the black boy defends himself, and now it's oh my God, he's my son. But y'all wasn't saying all this when y'all sons was out there bullying people.
Right. And then they raised 200,000. They didn't gave this dude the bully. They didn't gave the bully 200,000.
They just finna pay for a lawyer to get him off to go do it again. Cause that's all that's gonna happen.
Okay, hold up, one more time. Hey man, we got a poet that came in the backstage, man. I'm gonna bring up this poet, man. He's a new poet to the platform, and so you know what he gotta do. He gotta get center stage and talk his ish real quick. But I'm gonna bring him up one time. So the poet. Hey, what's going on with you, man?
Whoa, peace and blessings to everybody. All praises to the Most High. How
All
y'all doing tonight?
time, man. We moving, man.
Hey, blessed can't be too stressed.
Man,
Indeed.
we was talking about this injustice system that's going on that a young man that been put away in jail for protecting himself from people that's bullying him, and the world looking at him like he's a scoundrel, like he's just lower than the earth, like he's a murderer, but he was protecting himself from bullies, the people that have been bullying him. But society look at him like, nah, like no, throw him away. While
Because
the other
it's like I look at it like this here. And I've noticed, and forgive me for those that are Trump supporters. Notice now everything racism has come back into play, and it's 10 times worse than it was before. Now notice, and I noticed this watching the movie, and I learned this. If ain't nobody watched it, go watch. It's a movie on Amazon Prime back Tyler Perry. It's called I can't remember the name right now, but he made a line in the statement. He said, "You want to know how you kick riots off and get to turn people against each other?" He said, "Let a white man shoot a black cop or shoot a black kid, and we gonna holler racism. But let a white kid shoot a black cop, and he go home and he sleep well at night." I said, "Wow." I said, "Damn." So that's how we play it. If you really don't look deep into this and pay attention that politics plays a major part in everything, literally everything. I mean, because I'm pretty sure this kid, his parents, then been to the school numerous times and nothing is being done about it. But now it always takes for somebody to get hurt. So all of a sudden, now everybody want to act. But where was all the action that when this boy constantly kept telling y'all they bullying on me? Not to mention these same boys threatened to kill him. What y'all think they took him up on the roof for?
Talk.
What y'all think he took him? Because I'm still trying to figure out why was 2 football players at a track meet. I'm pretty sure they didn't have a game called Tackle on the Roof.
Look.
But yet now a kid is dead, and now y'all want to hold this black boy accountable like he's so. Oh my gosh, what about what he went through? What would have happened if it was the other way around? Caucasian boys again was gonna go home because their parents got these big lawyers and shit. They're gonna go home and sleep comfortable with an armband on their leg. But then this parent got the more in their child. Make it make sense. We can't keep turning a blind eye to the bullshit that they keep making us succumb to. And now we got to make our children to succumb to this shit too? Yeah, no. They doing too much now.
I agree. If you don't mind me interjecting real quick.
Go ahead and chime in.
Fact of the matter is, to be quite candid, if you don't mind me speaking, is that we've always lived in a double-minded and a double vision society. It's been like that since we've been kidnapped. It's no different than Eli Whitley and his invention of the cotton gin. It's a systematic process to separate the seeds from its natural environment, only to place them in a controlled and more manipulative environment for the sole purpose of greed. We can. I mean, it's in every social negative indicator today from our educational systems. There's no way in the world a teacher is supposed to get paid less and the judge is supposed to get paid more. And then you want to ask the question,
Preach.
why do we have mass incarceration situations as it is?
Preach.
And now with the grace of God and the culmination of like-minded people and starting to wake up, Louisiana, we made sure that we knocked down all 4 bills to make sure that they won't have more laws to lock our children up now.
Mm,
And that's
mm,
right.
But at the same token, just as well as I can point out these particular situations, the most important situation is this. We as individuals and we as a people will always find ourselves as the common denominator in every infraction that we find ourselves in.
mm-hmm.
King Solomon said it best: our people suffer from the lack of knowledge, but it's been programmed that way systematically again
They
since
do
my
have
since
since
my premise. It's
they
been systematically placed in order for the blind to lead the blind, in order for those that's fueled by greed, hate, malice, and all the isms that separate humanity, not black and white, man and woman, but humanity. And by that being so, it is now basically the chickens are starting to come home to roost, because now America is starting to implode.
Yep.
Right.
And we're
It's
doing it
starting
on
to
the
implode.
inside.
But
On
the
the
thing
inside.
is, if we do not continue to develop platforms such as this, if we do not continue to engage and incite in our own environment first,
Mm-hmm.
because the outside gonna do what it do. Is
Right.
everybody gonna ride? Everybody didn't ride on the boat with Noah.
Mm.
It wasn't destined to be that
Talk.
way. It
Talk.
wasn't destined to be that way. But
Talk.
what is destined is for those who know, like Cicely Tyson said in one of Tyler Perry's movies, and I love it so well. She said, it's time for the chosen ones to take your place.
Place.
I
Take
know.
your place. Make your
Knowledge,
stand. Let your
knowledge,
voice be heard.
knowledge is nothing. Knowledge is nothing if it's not acted upon. Once
Right.
it's acted upon, now you are working out of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And wisdom is the seed of
See,
mentality
look,
in order
look,
for humanity to
look.
grow.
Let me say something. Charleston White said something that is stuck with me. He said a lot of people want to be ignorant to the fact because if they know, that means they got to do something about it. And if they don't do
Man,
nothing about it, they cowards. So a lot
what
of
you
people
expect?
they refuse to be enlightened themselves because they don't want to know. Because once they know, they got to do something about it. Because if you don't do nothing about it, you are a coward.
But
But
then
Exactly.
it's
let
but
allow
then
me to
it's
say, allow me to interject real quick. And you want to know why? Because it goes back to what I said earlier. The lack of wanting to be responsible was
Mm-hmm.
systematic. What you think welfare is? I know I'm not the only one over here over 40.
Look.
Lord knows I hear
and
it all the time. Man, the government say I make too much so I can't get on Section 8. The
Mm-hmm.
government say I make too much so I can't get
Talk.
Medicaid.
but I
Talk.
You get what I'm
guarantee but
saying?
I guarantee
The
you all
yeah,
their
the
family members on it. I
Mm,
guarantee you all their family members get it.
mm,
oh yeah, they get
If
it.
you really
They
look
get
at
it.
statistics, if you look at statistics right now, while they sit here, my thing is this. Y'all want to be like us. Y'all try to talk like us, walk like us, do your
mm,
hair like us. You wear your
mm,
pants like the niggas do, but yet be the first one to criticize our language.
mm.
But yet, when you look at statistics right now, today, a
Mhm.
white Caucasian woman receives more ADF, DC, food stamps, Medicaid, etc., etc. They done created some shit for them, and then you put us at the bottom of the food chain for real,
Talk heavy.
Can I say this?
really?
Talk heavy. Go ahead, beauty.
Okay, I like this, and this is why
It's
I
like,
say I'm beauty. Do y'all feel that energy of the beast, right? So with us doing something about it back in 2015, 2016, I started the Starting Point Project. Sent it to the governor of Louisiana, sent it to a few mayors. I still have it to this day. If y'all want to move forward with it, it's getting involved with these kids. It's actually getting involved with basically taking over these positions, actually holding these free classes for these children. Think about it. All these white kids. Well, excuse me, anybody
let's
white.
do it.
That's why I ain't racist.
Let's do
All
it.
these other kids, the thing about it is their parents set them up. Me currently,
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning how to freight broker. My daughters, they're homeschooled. We're not on the world's timing, society's timing. So I'm doing what the white man or white woman would do: teach them
Mm-hmm.
the economic development right now. Teach them how to work with their hands and their feet. Why they got it? Because the things that they are teaching them, for one, it's lies, and for two, I don't even know the last time I used social studies, math, ELA for poetry. But other than that, I really do not know. Social studies, everything a
They
lot.
don't even
But see,
teach kids cursive writing
look,
anymore.
look. Let me break it down to you. Reason why they force us to be in school. The reason why they force us to be in school to keep track of us, to keep a number on us. When
And to
we
get
all go
on
to
and to
school,
gain our
they give
knowledge
yeah
and to
they
hear
give
we
us
think.
they give us a school ID number. That's just like a prison number. You go to prison, they give you a prison number. When you go to school, they give you a school ID number. And the thing is, a lot of people want to say that we are free. We're not free. Ain't no man in America free. As long as you have a social security card, a birth certificate, you're not free. They
Say it
have
again.
ownership over you.
Speak.
They have ownership over
Speak.
you.
'Cause
That's why
tell
they
them what
force
their
you to
social
get a
security
social
card is.
security. They force you to get a social security card. They
Exactly.
force you to sign that birth certificate. And don't you
Mm-hmm.
know once you sign that birth
Do y'all know what
certificate,
that means
your
though?
kids don't belong to
Right.
you
Do
no
they
more?
not know what they signed?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
Sure
gave your
don't.
kids
And do
away.
you know what your social security number is? Your social security
Hey,
number ain't nothing
it's
but
your
also a
banking
bank
number.
account. Do y'all know the
It's
moment
your banking number.
we took our first breath on this earth,
Mm-hmm.
they dropped $1 million into a bank account for each every last one of us. We are worth millions, but we'll never see it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
Mm-hmm.
go mention it, you might not be back. You might not make it to come back and tell them what the results are, because we're not supposed to know this. Let's just go and be frank.
Mm-hmm.
When it's all
I
said
would.
and done, and even our parents, their parents, and other parents enslaved, the colonizers been doing this for centuries. When
Facts.
birth certificates, our parents signed our birth certificates, when we signed our kids' birth certificates, we didn't know that we were turning our children over to the states.
Hmm. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
We are
fact.
still stuck in slavery in their right, not ours,
Mm-hmm.
theirs. They still
Mm-hmm.
find a way. When we work these 9 to 5s under their actions and their laws, that's still considered what? Slavery.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to work that 9 to 5 and you sitting there that 8 hours standing on your feet, busting your ass while they sitting back there in the office sipping on their little tea and spreading tea and talking shit. If it wasn't for us, their companies wouldn't work. If it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have the inventions that they have. Because we
Mm-hmm.
Talk.
gonna be frank, because we all know Benjamin Franklin didn't
Hey,
discover the light bulb. But
look, we
it's a
know. Hey,
conversation for another
let,
day.
let, let, let's break it down
That's how I
to
know I was there.
let's break it
Allow
down.
me.
Who came up with fried chicken? Because I don't know where they came with KFC, Church's chicken,
Black man
Popeye's
recipe.
chicken. Like, come on, what are we talking
I
about?
have no. I have no idea,
Black
but I
man
can't. But
recipe
I.
that they stole. Well, they not gonna never.
Oh,
But I
so
would like to say this though. But I would like to say this here though. But see, once we start getting hit, because we had a large percentage of men and women going to HBCUs back in the late 70s through the 80s. But then guess what? But what ended up happening around that same time? Oh, I know, the crack epidemic.
hmm,
They started getting too educated. Come
The
on, man. We
heroin
had we had
epidemic.
great musicians and
Exactly.
artists. I mean, HBCUs, we was going all the way around the board. We started getting wise. We started utilizing what we had, because we know for a fact the American pie is not made of apples, but of whatever you can get your hands on. And black folks, not just black folks, but all minorities have been getting it out the mud. This country was found on a crime. Them boys was hustling back then.
hmm,
But ask somebody who was the first black man to
Say
get
it
shot in
again.
the Revolutionary War.
hmm,
No one is
hmm,
going to say Crispus Attucks. And to this day, the black man continues to get
No.
shot. But now it's with those silent bullets. It's
hmm,
called laws. It's called
hmm,
it. Look, city
Exactly.
ordinance. But if we again, which I must commend brother Killer Mike, when
hmm.
he speaks about, in
Shout out to
order
Killer
for us to
Mike.
truly be active, we need to be active right here outside our front doors by knowing who
Right.
who our DAs are, for us to make sure that we vote for who we want as our sheriff, who is our governor. The federal government ain't got nothing to do with us, because every 4 years they always talking about electoral votes.
Mm.
That don't say nothing about Poetry Life League. That's talking
Oh,
about them over there
that's a
dictating what
fact.
we got going on over here.
Exactly.
No, that's a
We
fact.
gotta tune in, and we gotta step up.
They want
It
to
ain't,
keep us
look, when it's
silent.
all said and done, just keeping it 100. Those that know, if you don't do what you can with what you got to make change for you, and just, hey, it gotta be fuel for the fire. Do what you can, but don't sacrifice yourself, because somebody gotta be left to tell the tale.
Mm.
Somebody gotta be left to tell the
Exactly.
tale. Go for the children. Matter of fact, I got a book for y'all. Have any of y'all ever heard of Animal Farm by George Orwell?
Mm-mm.
Oh man,
Mm-mm.
man, he wrote that
Mm-mm.
thing way back in the gap, and he was talking about what's going on right now.
Yes, I have a copy of that on my bookshelf.
Okay.
Man,
I was
so
required
you
to,
know, yeah,
I was required to read that in school.
yeah. That's what's going on right now. But nobody want to read no more. They
Mm.
taking books like that. They taking books like Nathan McCall's "Make Me Wanna Holler." Soul on Ice by Eldridge Cleaver, The Black Bourgeoisie. Come on, man. You don't even hear none about black
Or black
intelligentsia no
or like
more.
the book. Just no,
Yeah.
not only
But
that, just
see,
like if people ain't paid attention, there's a book out also with a movie called The Book of Negroes by
yeah,
Lawrence Hill. Did nobody
yeah.
know nothing about that book because they keeping all that shit hidden.
hmm yeah. The new
It's
Jim
all type
Crow
of
by
and
Michelle
mind you, everybody
Alexander.
thinking
Mm.
Yeah. But
uh-huh.
more importantly,
It's a
again,
lot of books out there.
yeah, but more importantly, again, still, just by us being right here, right now, total strangers, with the initiative of this young brother right here, TK the Poet, in order to have the audacity of hope of making some type of change, I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you, we all need to just stay encouraged and continue to do our part. But the world is cold, and we all know that sometimes we gotta supply our own heat. The shit ain't always sweet. Excuse my
Hey,
French.
hey. So we
Because
get to
our
the
voice
part
ain't
where
yours
we need to
like his
figure out.
chest.
We got to figure out who you are, where you from, and where you about, because we getting some fire combo going on. So I know I kind of got lost track of what's going on, but tell
Uh,
them who you are, where you from, and what you do, man.
Definitely lost track of time
okay,
tonight.
okay.
We ain't even started the poetry yet.
Look.
My apologies. My apologies. My name is Ontario Smith. I go by OSO. OSO stands for Ontario Smith officially. I
Mm,
just not. I'm almost reaching 3 years from after doing 25 years in prison for a
okay.
crime that I did commit back in 1997. In the
Mm,
process of me reacclimating myself back into society, uh, I created my own consulting firm,
mm,
solely motivated from the God-given gift that I was given while incarcerated, of poetry. Poetry has been therapeutic. It has revolutionized my spirit, but more importantly, it gave me the understanding that when God gives you a gift, He
mm,
gives you a way.
mm.
Now, understand what
Oh,
I said. When God gives you a gift, He
give
gives
you.
you a way.
I like that.
He
Oh,
gives you
Amen
a
on
way.
that.
See, when something truly loves you, when something truly loves you, they give you a gift,
mm,
allowing you to find your way back to you. And who is you? Every time I see someone dead in the eye, and I know that I'm not alone. I
mm.
know that this thing called life is purpose driven. But we must learn the lessons. If not, that we will continue to be on this roller coaster, slippery slope called life.
Mm.
But we must enjoy. But in order to enjoy and to have true bliss, it comes from learning the lessons, making peace, and letting go. Now, with the opportunity to be a part of this, hailing out of Shreveport, Louisiana, I must say, right out of Shreveport, Louisiana, Southern Made Donuts. And if you ever in Shreveport, make sure you come to Foundation Grill.
Mm.
Uh, as far as what I'm currently doing, I'm currently in the process of forwarding my purpose and telling my story. Uh, I don't know if you all have ever heard of the documentary Time. It was the most nominated documentary of 2020, 2021, and it shares a portion of what of uh some of what me and my family have went through. My co-defendants, Fox and Rob Rich, they created a nonprofit organization, PDM NOLA, right out of New Orleans, Louisiana. And now today, they have been able with others to save over 3,000 years of time by bringing brothers and sisters home from the penal institutions and from our judicial systems. But
Mm.
collectively, my purpose now is all about using my God-given talent in regards to public speaking, using my platform of my God-given talent of poetry in order to open doors of conversation, share a little bit about myself, my life lessons, but more importantly, to educate my people. Because I truly believe the definition of man is the highest level of understanding.
Mm.
And when you had that understanding, we all know when I stepped into this conversation, it's all about responsibility.
Okay,
I
okay.
did an injustice to society, and now I'm taking my place. So again, I thank you all for having me as a guest this evening.
Look, accountability. That's one thing that I tell people that we have to start taking accountability, because once you start taking accountability, you unlock a new level. You
Hmm.
unlock a new level when you can be real with yourself. Because let's keep it a dollar. We lie to ourselves a lot. We lie to ourselves a lot, and we don't take accountability. But once we start doing that, it unlocks a whole nother level.
Indeed. With accountability, you again, like yourself, you open yourself up to opening more of you.
Hmm.
The best discovery has always been self discovery, but
Fact.
it can be challenging when we do not identify some of the different terrains that we'll have to go through in order to get back to our genuine and authentic selves. And that comes from trauma, which of African Americans, I mean, just poverty, period, and all what that brings. Uh, Trauma in all forms, whether it be incarceration, whether it be molestation, whether it be alcoholism, divorce, whatever it is, if issues are not addressed, it's turbulent, which
Mm.
is trauma. And usually what does trauma do? It gives birth to something else.
That's a fact. Man, look, I got to hear you now. For all the knowledge and wisdom you didn't drop, I have to hear you spit, man.
All
Pause if
right.
necessary, man. But look, you've been talking real heavy. Real heavy. I got to hear your poetry.
Let me go ahead and give you something
Well,
then.
hold on. Let me go ahead and give you center stage and give you the proper, respect that you do as a poet, and give you center stage for you go ahead and drop the bars off.
Thank you. This here is called Fact Not Fiction. You see, I was born underwater with $3.06, experiencing life in the times of beats and rhymes, feeling the warmth of the sun as I looked into a pair of eyes that were just like mine. So in the flash of light, what I saw was out of sight, for you see, time had stood still. It had taken its toll, neither effervescent nor predestined, but you see, I was called to stand for a crime against his land, man. Slug from a judge, from tears to my eyes, because I flatly refused to compromise. Now doing 85 or 45, you figured I had 9 lives, though sadly said. I was just living amongst the dead, for daily I would view brothers old as my dad, boasting about what Lil Wayne said, but in the same breath, they were crying for another chance. Come on, man. This thing is real. Them folks ain't playing. Instead, they praying that you continue gaming yourselves while they build more jails by abusing the multi-bill. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, I need you all to pay attention, for everything that I'm kicking and spitting is all fact and not fiction. Now allow me to travel and dabble in your mind state. From back around 88 to the present date, for the urban community has been shook up by many social quakes like Reaganomics, Planned Parenting, Just Say No, the hip hop invasion, to AIDS, Rodney King, and O.J. Simpson. No, please have a seat and pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, for what the poet is spitting is all fact and not fiction. A democracy. A democracy is what we live under. But isn't reciprocity supposed to be more than just a 40-year gesture to the African community? Allow me to perceive it's given to foreigners and refugees who smuggle themselves across the seas with a sensory reprieve to live tax-free, limitly, for a 5-year spree. Check the consensus. We're no longer the majority of the minority, so clearly I see us being weaned out by the hierarchy to the point of being extinct, either through natural life sentences or waging wars in our communities, only to die senselessly in the street before completing the season of our 20s. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. For everything the poet has spit has all been fact and not fiction. Poem.
Man, fire.
I like that. You did that.
Look. He was talking. Look, talk to them nice. You gotta talk to them nice, man. Look.
That's it. He said, talk to me nicely in your nice voice.
Look.
Thank you.
Look, I knew you had something because you was talking real heavy. So I'm like, man, I can't wait to see what he got, because like he dropping gems, he dropping knowledge. So I know your poetry had to be okay. It had to be something special.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Like I said, anytime God gives you something, if you take care of it, maintain the maintenance, he'll take care of you. But it's still a responsibility. So I just try to use it to the best of my ability to do what I can, again, with what I have to educate my people.
Look, that was fire, man. Look, it's time to get into some poetry, man. He got me on fire, man. Look, if y'all don't mind, let me go ahead and drop one, man, because you look like look, you got me in that mode, man. Let me go ahead and let me drop one real quick. This one, I don't even think I have a title to this one. Yeah, so I guess if I had the title, I'll give it Headshot. Bow. Another black man goes down by the hands of the KKK disguised as the police. See, they kill us, control us to make us weak. They even taking over our family and executing a black man so a young black man can grow up without a representation of a black man, so they can push their white agenda, so we want to oppose them. See, I said sink or swim, fight until we break all limbs, because they not going to stop shooting until they feel like they done. Well, if you want to live by the gun, I'll make sure you die by one. You can't fight fire with fire. Way by the water. Until we drown them out. Kill one of us, we need to fire back at their whole family. Empathy? No, I'm trying to make you an amputee. Understand there's going to be some casualties, but we have to do way more than put George Floyd on his casualty. But I know it's been messed up because we've been provoked. They've been killing us for 500 years. They want to point the gun and fire. So now they finna get all the smoke. They went from killing us from ropes to lock us up with no hope, to instill us be broke. Then once we get a little money, it things makes us one of them. See, I say sink or swim, get down or lay down, because we'll never be one of them. We are Israel. We are chosen. That's why they hate us, because they not us. The Most High love us. That's why they hate us. We was in our own land until they stole us. Then they brought us here and tell us that they're going to give us justice. And nah, see, they lock us up and they kill us, so they justice stand for just us. And it's crazy how we can't get along with each other without trying to get over each other. Listen, you are my brothers and sisters. Support the brother and not the other. Because once we gain control of the narrative, but first, we have to understand our heritage. And yes, black lives do matter, but it got to matter us first. But first, we got to break the curse, stop the hurt, because too many of our people are laying in the dirt. So stop letting them whittle into us into a mentality that lead us into fatality. But honestly, we way more powerful than we know. But they know.
Facts.
Like that.
Yeah.
Swim.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Like
Man,
you just like
I liked
just
it.
just
I liked it.
okay.
We got to sink or swim. Which one we
I
gonna do?
liked it.
That's just
Yeah.
Look, it's gonna take more than for us to put George Floyd on a casualty. Look, it's gonna take
Yeah.
more than that.
Yeah, you gotta find a
I
name.
know it's
You
gonna be
gotta
some
put a title
casualties.
on that, man.
look, look. I
You
know it's
gotta
gonna
put
be
a
some casualties, man.
yeah. That's to. Got to. I never heard of no lessons not being learned without blood.
Look, look. You know, and one thing, I was having this conversation before we get to the next poll. I was having a conversation with my wife, and I was like, you know what? We think that we all supposed to get along, and but that's the idea of us all getting together, working as one, building a stronger community. But if you think about it, we always been against each other. If you think about the tribes, different tribes and stuff, them going over to different land and conquering it and capturing them and turning them into slaves, it was
Hmm.
people like us. And when they were saying that, they came over and enslaved us, we were selling people that we captured into to them. So it wasn't like that, oh, they was coming over and taking us from, we was selling the people that we took over their land. And they so happened they look like us. So, in America, we have this notion that we all supposed to pull together, but it was never like that in the beginning. We had different tribes that came over and took over, just like what they have today has in little gangs and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But now
Right.
if you see what's going on now, they letting everybody crash out.
Right.
They letting
Right.
everybody crash out, letting everybody kill each other. Then the people that survive, well, let's put RICO cases on them and get them locked up.
Hmm.
Since they all want to be against each other, let's go ahead and throw it out there and get them all together and lock them up, and because like the jail system is one business that would never go out of business. They
Like
would
I
never
say,
go out of
what?
especially
business.
with private prisons being built.
Yeah. It's
But
all about it. Like you said, it's all about. It's more important. It's all about just knowing who the common foe is. But if you don't know who the common foe is, it could be any. But see, like again, it's a system, man. It's a system that's far reaching.
Like
And
that,
again, like you said,
like
everybody
somebody
ain't gonna be on the same team.
right,
But
right.
again, but again,
that's
it's for those that know how to network and do again doing what you can and just try to reach as many people as you can, because everybody ain't gonna go, everybody can't be saved, but those that you can reach, those that you can teach, those that you can feed. You know what
Lady
I'm
Christopher,
saying? Because we always
what
gonna
do you
be at
think?
war.
What do you think, Lady Christopher? You were about to say something, and I felt like
man.
you were about to drop some jewels,
I,
man.
I look at it like this here. You know, just I'm 47, finna be 48 years old.
Okay.
Man, that
It
was up.
starts at home. It starts at home. And
That's
see,
a
you
fact.
know,
Yeah.
I done ran wild in these streets. I done did crazy shit in these streets. But one thing I had to learn, and people ask me right now today, how was you able to just walk away? They say you're supposed to get your ass beat out the gate. No, because see, I had integrity.
Mm,
I had children.
mm.
When I had my children and life started to take a turn, it's like, yeah, I still had to help moms put food on the table. At the same time, mom's sick right now, so I got to do what I can, but still stay out the way. But sometimes staying out the way can get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned listening to this buck wild rap music. A lot of this shit is this is paid promoted, and them same promoters that's out there promoting it. Yeah, we about to pick little Willie or something nigga in the head. Woody. Not a nigga running scared. And now I look at our children. Look at our young men. They think this is the thing to do.
Yep.
Because we not teaching people how to think. with their own minds. Everything is a monkey see, monkey do.
Mm-hmm.
These that
Hey,
parents ain't sitting down talking to their kids no more, like our parents used to tell us.
now that's a fact. That is a fact. Lady
It's
Crucible.
part of the
Hey,
program.
Because
you
these
you
days,
you done exposed up, man. Look, you didn't talk yourself into a poem, man. Look, you have to drop some bars now, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
you
well,
dropping
let
too
me
many
show y'all
jewels
how
to
my pen
drop
don't
some
play.
bars. Let's go.
Well, let me show y'all how my pen don't play. See, they scared to death. My ink has erupted. Bout to drip, commotion. Better pray that you ain't the prey. See, this ink drips chaos. Ain't no mercy along the way. Dropping bars like bullets. Ink drops like gunshots, dripping big blots, blots leaving stains on pages. Disintegrating. This pen posts power. Ain't nobody safe in my lyrical war zone. Ink drips like a desert eagle, words calibrating through chambers, hollow tip shells penetrating loose leaf paper. The rage in my rhymes, I told God I'm hungry, forgive my sins. My pen is leaking carnage, dropping verses like grenades, flashbangs. This pen don't play no games, no retrospect to what may drip next. Clutching on this ink as it drips automatically, dramatically, ecstatically, creating catastrophe. This pen knucking and bucking, making niggas go night night when she's done. My pen is the mighty sword, inkings of ink salvation. My pen gives no mercy when she's angry. Poem.
Okay.
Fire, fire, fire,
We. Yeah.
fire, fire.
Okay.
Look,
Okay.
we gonna get into some poetry today, man. I feel it. This gonna be a good vibe today, man. Hey, shout out to all y'all that came on the platform today. Poetry Life League. Hey, this is all the people, all the contestants, all the poets that's gonna be in the league. Hey, get used to them. Put your feet up. Get comfortable. Hey, it's time to relax. Hey, our next poet. Hey, Shorty Rock. Shorty Rock. I know you got something special for me, Shorty Rock.
Get back out to my poems. I'm over here multitasking.
Look, I already know your mind going 20, 100 miles per hour. You working. Look, we got some writers in here, man. We got some writers today. Y'all better look alive, y'all. Poets finna take over. And that's one thing, like, we in an era of people want to know the real. People are tired of all this fake facade, all this shoot 'em up, bang, bang. We want to hear some real. So this era that we in is time for us to take over. If they want to hear the real, they want to hear some real lyrics. Some not all that, fake, other people writing their own. We write our own material. This has come within our soul.
On the
So
real.
when we give y'all our words, we give y'all a piece of us. Hey, we don't do this for play, we do this for real. Shorty Rock.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna give
Show
you
them
the
how
center
we play
stage.
check. Show them how we play chess at my chess.
Let's go.
This is the recipe. Okay, so check this. I'm convinced that there is something wrong with me. In recent years, I have learned that menopause is contrived from a recipe drenched in chaos. Okay, so you're one of those people who like to fuck around and find out? Okay. So to make this, go to a well ventilated area away from others and gather the following. And good luck. 8 ounces of patience, 2 tablespoons of demure, 200 pounds of raw energy, pinch of if looks could kill, 4 ounces of tolerance, three, yes, I have daughters, dash of, what the fuck did you just say to me? Oh, get 6 megatons of compressed tears. 18 pounds of sunshine is the name of the never ending story of migraines I live with. 4 cups of respect is love in plain clothes. Disrespect can come in tenfold. 3 quarters of you are getting on my last motherfucking nerve. 2 gallons of biting my damn tongue off. 1 pint of be the bigger person. 20 by 5 pounds bags of trying not to curse you the fuck out. 100 weight of these hands are rated easily threatened. 5 gigatons of double compressed sexual desires that will require a soul. Sorry, not sorry. No refunds. 1 liter of I know how to ignore your goofy ass. And then 5 gallons of I'm I am so my parents' child. Then you're gonna also need 5 gigatons of my heart is not the black hole to suck up all of your colossal cosmic bullshit. And then finally, one good swig of don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. This recipe is intense. Wow. Okay, so then you're gonna carefully fold all of these ingredients very slowly. This mixture has been known to be unstable. So if you mix it too fast, okay, highly combustible. So while you see the sparks flying, be careful. Incorporate chocolate. Now, this will only add to the succulent, delicate, and rich taste of this. Fold until smooth. This mixture will look like silk. Cover with a towel for 24 hours. Leave in a cool, dark area, okay? No jumping, no stomping, no bumping, or else you'll make the cake fall. Rules are in place until finished. The mixture should reduce in size. If not, refrigerate for 12 hours. Must be room temperature before baking. Bake at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. Let cool and then decorate. Then ask yourself, are you really feeling frisky? Bitch, please. Peace.
Okay. Shorty rock, shorty rock. Rock with me one time, rock with me. Look, I love it.
I love it. Was you said, my heart is not a black hole for you to fill
Hmm.
up with your. I love that part. I didn't hear the last part. My laptop kind of cut out, but I love that one. You did that.
Look.
That
Shorty
would
rock is
be
amazing.
that line would
It
be
was the no refunds for me.
Look,
that
look.
would be 10
It was the no refunds for me.
That would be 10 gigatons of my heart is not the black hole to suck up all of your colossal cosmic bullshit.
Look,
And then the line you're looking for,
look. Fire.
and
Fire.
then the line she's looking for is 5 gigatons of double compressed sexual desires that will require a soul. Sorry, not sorry.
Hmm. Shorty rock.
It's deep.
Look. Look. Only thing I can say is Shorty rock. Rock with me. Beauty the poet.
Oh,
You next up on a platform, man. You already gave us one. Hey, you gotta hit us with another one.
y'all had
DJ
me
Talent.
digging. The conversation was so high. I did this poem in August of last year, so
Okay.
it's long. So I'm gonna read it. You know.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yo, let me introduce you to Beauty on the Rise. When she speaks, her voice roars, fierce as a beast's eyes. Ain't no more silence, no more waiting in the wings. If you ain't heard me yet, get ready. I'm bringing the rings. Change is overdue and I'm taking the lead. Footwork in motion, planting the seed. While these so-called leaders just playing the same game, I'm here to break the chains and ignite the flame. Time never waiting and the cycle's too old, so let's make some new noise. Let the new story be told. This is the beginning, the dawn of a brand new scene. Get ready, world, for the change that's ready to be seen. In this world, you know the streets blaze hot and wild. It's a place where struggle's been a battleground for quite a while. Politicians stunting, flexing on the scene, but ain't nothing changed for the kids in the dream. From the youth to the grown, the fight's been a choice. Started with the young, and now it's a constant war. The leaders talk big, but the real ones know. It's the kids who suffer when the power don't flow. Yeah, the future's supposed to be their stage, but the focus is lost, and it's just a cage. We should be building up, not throwing shade, but here we are watching dreams get delayed. So the world's crying, hear the calling loud. We need a change, not just another crowd. For the kids, for the future, let's end the charade and bring some real help and not just another parade. We poets, we gather around, share stories in our grind, our tales of the histories of the struggles combined. We ain't just spinning verses for our own sake. We paving the way, making sure the future's awake. For the kids who got no ear, no one to hear. For those who feel weak, trapped in their own fear. We're here to be strong, to show them how to rise, to help them find their talents and reach for the skies. Networking, challenging, stepping into success. It's more than just us. It's about the kids we bless. Our pain and our trials, we know where they've been. So we stand up for change where the new dreams begin. Success isn't solo. It's a door we swing wide for the future we're building with the kids by our side. We've been through the struggle, we know the fight, and we open the path bringing hope to the light. So if you ain't no beauty, just know I'm coming like a beast. It ain't, and if it ain't about the kids, miss me with that, please. I didn't want to cuss y'all.
Hey, man, look, hey,
I was
it's
running through it, but it's
look,
long.
look, we are hour in. You can cuss freely right now. You know, for the first 5 minutes, I don't think we able to cuss from the first 5 minutes, but uh, most definitely you can speak your mind.
Okay.
Look, look. I'm
Wait,
not
wait,
getting
wait,
paid
wait,
off of
wait.
YouTube yet, so look,
Wait. You didn't want to cuss, and I just after I just did all what I did. Come on, man, man. You must
look.
not have. Oh, wait, oh, you haven't been here when we've done naughty night yet. Okay,
See, this is my second year, and a part of my second year, a lot of opportunities has opened up for me. So all of this is really new. So I try to,
Hmm.
keep it cute.
You know what though? You know
Look,
what though? I'm
don't come here when we doing naughty night because we're bad. We're
look. You know what, Shorty? I might bring back. I used to do poetry after dark, and poetry after dark, you know,
very bad.
real explicit. So
Okay,
I might bring poetry after
Ooh,
dark back, man.
it's okay. We do that on
go
on the
ahead, do that.
TikTok. It's okay. We do that on the TikTok.
Go ahead, do that.
Poetry after
Then I
dark,
can
man.
introduce you, TD. I can introduce you to my alter ego,
I
Okay,
love your alter
okay,
and
ego.
see if
okay.
you bring back poetry after dark. If you bring back
Wait,
poetry after dark, Lady Crucible ain't gonna be addressing your stage.
Lady
Who gonna be
Lady,
dressed
would
as
it
no,
be
poetry?
George's plumbing service?
no, Lady Crucible, Lady Crucible,
It it would be Elixir.
Mm,
Lady Crucible, Lady Crucible. Can
mm.
can can I
Huh?
can Elixir come visit me on TikTok?
Can I take a dive in your ocean?
Hell yes.
Okay, okay. Look, this is poor. Hey, what time is it? Look, it's the
It,
kids
it,
are
it,
away. All the kids are away.
no, we're going to
The kids
TikTok.
are tucked in right now.
No, we're going to
Wait a minute.
TikTok. We're going to TikTok. We can make some bread off this motherfucker.
Look, look. It get real spicy, man. Look.
Hey,
So,
hey, I know how to make it
Listen,
spicy. Caliente.
listen. Watch me drive a couple more people in there and watch me get them.
so, oh, so,
Oh, mm.
so, how did you get into poetry? I want you to break that down because you gave us the backstory that you was incarcerated and you found your pen. Did you find your pen while you was incarcerated, or did you have a pen before?
While I was incarcerated, I've always had an insatiable appetite to learn. It's just that I was just young and dumb, you know what I'm saying? Just
Mhm.
you know how that generation was. We were young and we wanted to have our own. And
Yeah.
but we just really didn't have I just really didn't have direction. I come from a loving family, but shit, I was just one of those kids that just had to see for myself. So while
Mhm.
I was incarcerated, I'm somewhat of a private person. So and then in being in prison, it's not the right thing to do to just seek out friends. So
Mhm.
my thoughts was my constant companion, and just figuring things out, and just the way God built me. I was more curious about myself, so I started really thinking about what I thought about, uh, understanding why I was in prison, how I got there, and started figuring out the maze within myself, as well as how to get out of prison. And it was just by the grace of God that I was able to accomplish and to reach both destinations.
Okay. Beauty the poet. I'm gonna ask you the same question. How did you find your pen?
I was in the sixth grade. I'm not sure if my teacher is still living, but her name was Deborah Hathorn. And this had nothing to do with school. I used to write ghost stories. I used to be I still am into a creepy thing. So I used
Mm.
to always write stories. And she used to have this bin in the front. And I would write 2, 3 pages, go sit it up there, and she would grade it. And over time, I stopped writing. And it wasn't until I had my oldest daughter, I went through a lot. I basically went through karma. I was a troubled kid, and I thought the stuff was fun. So I went through what karma actually was, and so I'm able to use my pen from the victim side and the villain side. So I consider
Mm.
myself that fence to be able to speak for both sides.
Mm. That's fire. That's fire. So what made you say, okay, I'm gonna be a poet? Because I mean, we all started out just writing, but we really didn't take it serious. But what was the moment when you say, okay, I'm gonna do this full fledged? I'm gonna be a poet. I am a poet.
I have this mentor. Her name is Jerica J. Franklin. I met her through a wonderful woman named Abby Taylor, and we got really, really close. So as I, just came to different events, mind you, I stay in northern Louisiana. I'm driving 3+ hours down south all the time, just basically proving that, I'm showing my penmanship. I'm showing that, hey, I'm a upcoming artist. I'm trying to perform. And then she was just like, that's you. You're not trying to put anything on. You're not trying to be beauty. Those words are not just words you're reading off the paper. That's you. That's what you feel. That's what you breathe. That's what you done bled and And after that, I was just like, hey, my voice is going to save and change lives. Even if I see it today or even if I pass away, it's going to happen.
Mm. Look, look, I
Yeah,
like that. I
I
like
like
that.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like that.
Is there one thing that you wish you would have did earlier in your writing?
Honestly, I wished I would have put Jesus in my writing.
Mm.
Healing, not hurt, forgiveness, all like once I have writing that I come from a very dark place that I don't even like that writing, but it's there. And now I have this writing to where I'm in this healing phase. I've forgiven, I've been forgave, everything. And it's like, if I would have used that in my writing earlier on, maybe I would have never walked around and carried that attitude that I had to where I was just really quiet, mugged up, didn't want to talk to nobody. But I never lost that pen. Never did. So I wished I would have just put self affirmations, scriptures, things to say, hey, I know you right here. This is what you're going through, but you're going to get here. My writing was just so dark to where that's all I was writing. So once I started speaking, like, I knew I wasn't.
Okay. Okay. So, so I'm gonna ask you a question. The same question. Is there anything you wish you could have did earlier when you figured out that you wanted to be a poet?
You was talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, repeat the question again, sir.
Is there anything that you wish you would have done that you knew now earlier in your writing or you becoming a poet?
Uh, no, because like again, like I say, I live poetry. I'm poetry in motion, and
Mm,
it's all about poetry. Is like the young lady said. You can only write about. She said that's you. You can only write about what you know, what you went through personally, vicariously. You can't. It's not authentic. You can't reach that level of human connection if you're not able to connect, if you're not able to relate or creatively find a way to reach that particular channel. But you know what I'm trying to say.
mm,
Authenticity is uh
gotcha.
is the uh is the patience of being a poet and allowing the poetry life to grow and to evolve organically. And that's where uh we have reached our responsibility when we're able to connect from far reaching distance, even in our postmortem.
Mm,
So again, I solely write for the benefit of knowing that it's my life, or it's what I see, what I hear, what I smell, what I taste, what I
mm.
experience, love, pain. So yeah.
Look, I got one. Here we go. Here we go. Look, look. Yeah, y'all got me in the mood. Hey, y'all done messed up. Y'all got me in the mood, man. Look, my life not yours. Hold on, let me fix my mic real quick. Let me adjust my mic. My life not yours. Okay, my life not yours. Hi, I'm TK the poet, Israel. I'm not controlled by chemtrails or witches with spells. Walking in darkness blindly as I try to find my way. As I bump against the wall, the words start appearing in my head. You're smart, you're great, you're a king, you're powerful, you're omnipotent, you're a warrior, you're a leader, you're a blessing. Then I realized all the bumps on my wall was in braille. See, my life not yours. Because I really have to endure pain. Asking God questions like, why you say my mother from dying? You let my father live. Then he died. I guess there is words. I guess words do come. Let me let me start over. Let me start over. Let me get it together. Hi, I'm TK the poet. Israel. I'm not controlled by chemtrails or witches with spells. Walking in darkness blindly as I try to find my way. As I bump against the wall and words start appearing in my head. You're smart, you're great, you're a king, you're powerful, you're omnipotent, you're a warrior, you're a leader, you're a blessing. Then I realized all those bumps on my wall was in braille. See, my life not yours, because I really have to endure pain. Asking God questions like, why you say my mother from dying? You let my father live, then he died. I guess there is power in the tongue, and them saying words let me numb inside. Suicide, what I thought about multiple times. But I was too afraid to try like skydiving. See, my life not yours. My pain, my hurt, my anger, I try to bury them. I'm telling you, it's some scary shit when you hear the devil voice over God's no lie. But I never told y'all the truth because a lie is more entertaining than me telling y'all the truth. It's not gonna stop these dark clouds from raining. That's why I realized why I've been in the dark for so long. Because I was in my mind. I can't reminiscing about struggle times. While a lot of people try to get rid of their demons, guess what? I have to summon mine. See, my life not yours. Because I really have to sleep on park slides and wake up in the morning, sneak into my partner's house just to take a shower and still go to school and get these niggas high fives. And someone told me when you're speaking from the heart, it ain't got to rhyme. Just know that I've been through some gruesome shit. Hockey mask, old clothes. That's a Jason fit. I'm tired of these small rooms. Ain't no space in it. Like some basement shit. When I really had to go down there and face some shit. But I really don't expect y'all to understand. But I understood when I had to take a 5-year plea deal because I know my Cody is gonna take the stand. Listen, man, I made a change in my life not because I wanted to, because I had to. I couldn't walk in my pop shoes. I had to get my own pair. And life is not fair, and I can't control the hand I was dealt. Just know I'm gonna play it the best way I know how, even if I have to play it with 5 fouls. If Yahweh my witness, I'm not gonna stop until I win this. But what if I don't? Y'all probably say, man, you gave you your best shot. But see, I can accept that. I can't go for 10 for 10 and miss the last shot to stop. What y'all willing to accept is not what I'm willing to accept. Because my life not yours. Because now I have a family that depends on me. There's been a lot of bending knees, bleeding knees, asking please. Then a voice came to me and said, boy, you been blessed. And I got up and said, yes, indeed. See, my life not yours. My past mistakes or what made me great. It made me realize I can survive the worst. See, I need no pastor, no preacher, no pope that sit up in the church because the one who give you the word is the one who judge you first. That's why I say I'm going to create my own lane. And no matter how hard it get, I won't throw in the towel. So before you judge me, to look at type of environment that I came from and just remember, my life not yours. TK the poet.
Emptied the clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
My life not yours.
Semi-automatic.
Yeah.
Semi-automatic.
Life not
That's how we
yours.
rolling.
Yeah.
You rolling. My life
That's
not
that that
yours.
that's you just gonna spray the page like that?
Hey man,
I'm talking about you emptied the full clip.
look, my life
Full
not yours,
clip with the
man.
extended clip.
Look, it's
Overkill.
Nintendo. Look, hey, I'm sorry, my life not
Mm.
yours. I mean, you know how many people that had my life already planned out, and when I didn't live up to their expectation, they told me that I wasn't in my rightful spot. They said they felt like I was lesser because I didn't live up to their expectations, they
Mm.
standards. But I had to tell them
Mm.
like, wait a minute, my life not yours. You can't put these expectations, these burdens on me. I ain't. That's not my life. That's your life. So that was what inspired me to write that because it's been a lot of people just like, man, this is what you supposed to be. If you don't be that, you're a failure. Nah, I ain't gonna let you put that on me. We ain't
Mm.
doing that. Not today. We not.
Somebody told me one time, they said, you need to get back to your regular programming. And I was just like, God already switched the channel. So, I mean, I don't know what you talking
Look, talk heavy.
about. For real.
Look, look, Lady Crucible. I feel your energy. For some reason, I feel your energy. What do you got? I know you got. I feel your energy. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the center
I
stage.
got one of those.
Look, I got to give you the center stage. I feel your energy.
All right, all right. Let's shoes off, baby. So this one is titled "Not Worthy." I looked up to a motherfucker who was already fucked up. How could I look up when you fucked me up? Took me down the path that carved treachery in my life. I sacrificed myself, had to face the harsh reality that I failed myself. No joking matter, suicide became the only factor. Thought it was the only answer. Tried so many times to shake those feelings, but that demon kept intervening. No one ever listened to me. So my best friend became a bottle of booze, downed a couple of pills too. Slit marks across my veins, trying to ease the pain. I danced in the rain, swam upstream in my own blood puddles. No paddles to guide me. My thoughts left straddled, lodged in a battle, with no victor in sight, no love shown. Empathy didn't work for me. So I started hurting myself. It was the only comfort I felt. My enemy, the inner me, fractured and fractured behind enemy lines. Voices took over, a cacophony loud. Out of control in this stronghold. My feelings and emotions set to detonate. I'm a ticking time bomb. But see, I'm mentally mangled, yet tangled in this claustrophobic state. Dead, demanding to be seen. The scene ain't serene. Tightrope walking on shattered dreams. Shards of innocence fading, degrading, crumbling like dust in the wind. It only takes 7 pounds of pressure to pull a trigger, but yet I'm triggered, trapped in superstitions, suspensions of fear. Mood swinging like pendulums on a swivel. Mentally unstable. Proper preparation, prepared pandemonium. Just seeking comfort, unwanted, unworthy. I'm fucking worthless. Discouraged, feeling no love. I just need someone to give me a hug. Is that really asking too much? Battling alone, fighting shadows, yearning for a voice to tell me I'm seen, that I matter, and whisper you are enough and you are worthy of love.
You
Fire,
are right.
fire,
Yeah.
fire. Man, look, I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you my favorite line. Tightrope walking. You said tightrope walking on shattered dreams.
Mm.
You know, a lot of people ask me, how can you tightrope walk on shattered dreams?
That was fire.
It's like that thin line between love and hate.
Mm. Look, that was
You just
fire.
got to learn how to.
Look, people don't understand that. Like that, they hit home for me. Like tightrope walking, I like on set. Look, look, that resonated with me. That jumped off the page for me. That was fire. I appreciate that line. Beauty the poet, man. Look, I know you got something for me, man. I'm gonna let you go ahead and do what you do, man. Hey, bring it home, bring it home. Beauty the poet, it's on
Did
you.
you forget about me?
This poem is called You. They told you you need God, and you searched. You fell to your knees, prayed until your voice cracked, fasted until your stomach caved, looked for him in every sky, every scripture, every sermon, but the silence nearly swallowed you whole. They told you you need love, so you gave it away like a breath. So, let me start over, y'all. I'm kind of tired. Okay. They told you you need God, and you searched. You fell to your knees, prayed until your voice cracked, fasted until your stomach caved. Looked for him in every sky, every scripture, every sermon, but the silence nearly swallowed you whole. They told you you need love, So you gave it away like a breath of fresh air, poured yourself into empty hands, begged to be seen in a reflection of someone else's eyes. But the mirror was always missing because you were never standing in it. They told you need purpose, so you ran, chased out the dream stitched in someone else's fabric, worked until your bones wept, built houses. Yeah, you can. Built houses where your soul could not rest. But no matter how high you climb, the emptiness climbed with you. But what if it was always you? What if you were the missing piece in your own puzzle? What if the love you ached for was waiting in your own arms? What if the voice you longed to hear was your own whisper beneath the noise? What if the purpose was never in the doing, but in the being and simply choosing you? But God, the one they told you to find, the one you kept reaching for like an untouchable light, he left fingerprints of himself in your DNA, pieces of divinity buried beneath your skin, in the way your heart beats and the way your lungs rise and fall like tides pulled by the moon. You were never without him. You were never without love. You were never without purpose. You just need to come home to you, to stand in the wreckage, pull the shattered pieces close and breathe life into the spaces you abandoned, to say, I'm here, I'm whole, I'm enough. Because the moment you, you find everything. Poem.
Fire, 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 fire.
Yeah,
Look,
Thank
yeah.
you.
I can't wait till the league start, man, because
Been
it's
on
some
that
dope
spiritual
poets.
journey.
Look, y'all got some work, man. Look, I'm not gonna hold you. It's gonna be some fire matches, man. I can't wait to see Lady Crucible and
I
also
want to hear
go
Shorty
head
Rock
to
one
head.
last time, if that's
Hey,
fine.
hey, look, most definitely. Hey,
Oh,
I'm
that's gonna be
look,
diabolical.
look,
That's gonna be
look,
fun.
look. But I got Shorty Rock. Shorty Rock is my superstar, man. You got to save the superstars for the late program, man. The stars only come last, man. But Shorty Rock, are you ready to drop some heat for 'em?
I don't know. So pick either Serenity or Broken Spirit.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna give you the solo platform, Shorty
No,
Rock.
wait, no. You got to pick which one.
Broken
Oh,
Spirit.
oh,
All
Broken
right,
Spirit.
good.
Let's go, Shorty Rock. It's on you.
I had a woman ask me if I was tired, if I was tired of fighting. How do you answer this? I'm exhausted, defeated, drained, depleted of strength and will. There's something wrong with me because I'm still here. I didn't ask for this fight, but something in me won't let me stop. I didn't ask to be made like this. Maybe the Creator has a plan for me that I can't see. There are some entities that exist that have an innate ability to fight. They were assigned this responsibility upon birth, emanations from the cosmos entrusted with the care of creation, defending us in battle, to wage war with dragons. My angel isn't done with me yet.
Hmm.
There's always something wrong with me. When supposed companions come draped with arms in deceit, painted as a twin flame, consciously knowing manipulation is laced with narcissism, like a bad cocktail, ready to push me into a lovesick stupor, dropping bombs on me like it's a war. Turn the other cheek. I'm not your daddy Warbucks meal ticket Captain Save-A-Ho or Superwoman. Stop looking at my cape. I
Mm.
should be dropped on my head like you need to be. Maybe common sense will find you. To be charged with emasculation. Passion is confused for aggression. Chivalry is lost to simping. Respect is crushed to rejection. To constantly perform better than the rest. To rise above the bullshit is beyond me when others seem to take classes on how to irritate the blood out of a human. My energy language is unfiltered. A negotiated relationship where eggshells is how we learn how to move around each other. Nervous energy, harnessed to a bottle. It's like trying to cage lightning. They say, fuck around and find out. Try Jesus, don't try me. You can try a lot of things, like playing with dynamite or drinking broken glass. Shit. Try going down a slide made of razor blades. Better yet, try driving blindfold down the wrong side of the road in reverse. I have the right to choose violence. I identify as a threat, a motherfucking problem. Anything you say can and will be held against you. Let's go to war. Peace.
You know
Fire.
what? Yeah, you did
Fire.
it. Jesus, don't try me. A lot of us
Look,
people try.
look.
You know
Shorty.
what? You a whole problem, ma'am. You is a
Look,
whole
What?
problem, ma'am.
look,
I
Somebody
identify as
some
a
try
threat.
Jesus, don't try me.
look. My favorite line, stop looking at my cape. What?
I
What?
know, right?
You
What?
said I identify as a threat, and everything you say can and will be used against you. Let's
Hmm.
go to war. Girl,
Look,
I
look,
like that.
I love
look,
that.
look. Shorty be on it. Look, I told
I
you,
will.
Shorty my
Shorty be on.
superstar,
I
man.
know
You know?
Shorty.
Look, look. She a superstar, man. Shorty rock, man. Hey, like, look.
I just want to thank you for this opportunity. Really, me and my
No
family, we
problem.
live that trucker lifestyle. So right now we on a reset, and my eyes is closing. We got to head out Sunday, so I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
give me some rest.
Look,
But it
man.
was amazing meeting y'all.
Well,
Look,
you
man.
know it's a
I'm
blessing
gonna
to
give you
have
the
you.
look. I'm gonna give you the solo stage before you get out. I want you to tell the people who you are, who you from, before you get up out of here. And like, man, I appreciate you even joining Poetry Life League. Thank you for even coming on the platform, spitting your poetry. You enlightened us. Hey, you can drop some gems, and also the conversation that we had earlier, fire. Thank you for your input, man. Hey, you got to come back on here, man. Beauty the poet, man. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a center stage. Tell the people who you are and where you're from again, so they can follow you.
Okay, my name is Beauty, but I'm Shanika. I'm also known as Beauty. I'm from Simsboro, Louisiana. You can follow me on Instagram at Beauty the Poet. On Facebook, you can follow me as Shanika Freeman NBL. And I have a book coming out. I ain't gonna release too much of that, but it's called The Chronicles of Life. So stay tuned. And also, I have this website on Audio Mac. I need y'all to go check that out and listen because if you don't know anything about me, then y'all need to go know about me. It's on Audio Mac. I'll post a link on my Instagram and my Facebook.
Thank you again so much, so much. Appreciate you even joining this platform, man. I know you got to go to sleep, so I ain't gonna hold you too much. Hey, everybody, Beauty the poet,
It's wonderful meeting y'all.
most
Nice
definitely,
meeting you.
most definitely. Hey, Poetry Life
Definitely,
League. Hey,
definitely.
so look, let's talk about Poetry Life League for a moment, man. Hey, July is coming real soon. July is coming real soon, y'all. Are y'all ready? Are y'all prepared for
It's not coming fast enough.
it?
Man,
Oh, I'm waiting. I can't wait.
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be honest with you, TK, man. Life been so crazy. Like I shared with you earlier, man. Look, whenever I get an opportunity to share, man, I'm gonna do my best to do my part, bro. So
look,
again, I appreciate the opportunity.
look, most definitely. Like, look, this is all about us poets coming together. You know, making a fist instead of just being one individual. Let's make a fist and make a powerful move in poetry. Because right now,
Hey,
they feel like we ain't the best writers in the world. And look, where y'all get your inspiration from? Rappers. Where
hey,
y'all get your inspiration
our
from?
voice,
Miss?
Actually,
our
I get it.
voices in unison makes a mighty fist.
Look,
Yeah,
Indeed.
I get it from but
Hey, shout out to Candy Baby Pen, by the way. That was one of her prompts a couple of years ago. I that prompt still sticks with me.
okay, okay.
but
So
I'm sorry, just like I was telling Lady Crucible, I know you be on the TikTok. If you ever need a place to chill, you're more than welcome to come over to my place. All right.
I mean, Shorty, right? Go ahead and
Okay.
shout out
But
your TikTok real quick.
my TikTok is Shorty Rock or Theories in Chaos. I'm either under those two names. But yes, I open a panel all the time for any up and coming poets. Um, I help to teach them about breathing, about helping find how to find your voice. Like I have no problem with helping anybody. We sit there and write all day, like all day long. Play
Hmm.
music, and it's just a safe space for poets to just chill at,
Mm.
like and
So
just vibe. It's
That sounds
awesome.
like something right.
look, and look, and it's one thing. I strongly dislike. I like. I strongly dislike when other poets put other poets down. We already got so much against each other that we can't be against each other. You know what I created right here is a friendly competition where we can make each other better. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to make each other better, create good content, create great poetry, so the world can enjoy this. This is great content for the world to hear. So by going against each other, iron sharpen iron. This ain't battle rap where you talking down on your opponent or you trying to cut them deep and stuff like that. Found out they secrets and expose them. We ain't doing none of that. It's poetry. We uplifting poetry. One poem versus another poet. You know, let's see who can write the best. Who pen is better.
Dropping gems and bars. It's all about dropping gems, bars, and knowledge for the next generations and
I'm
generations to
saying
come.
yes. I'm saying like whenever somebody gives a
Right.
new piece, like I know that's
It's
a
even
question
our
I always
footprints out here.
like when I drop a new piece. One of the main questions I always ask myself is how do I feel about it,
Mm,
and so that's a question I always ask another poet. How do you feel about it? Like how do you feel about your performance?
mm-hmm.
And so they're the since you're going to be your first critic, there you go. And I won't ask them that until after we give our feedback. Like, how do you feel about it now that you've heard our feedback? So you go a little, so they'll go a little bit lighter on themselves because before we give our, because I know how critical I can be for myself, so it takes a little bit of pressure off of them. Um, because that's how I look at it. Like, how would I want to receive at the same time? Like, I think about everything from also from my perspective if I had to take it.
Look, I got
But
a question. So we gonna have four judges, right?
yeah,
We don't have four equipped judges to judge the matches. If they give you some hard critique about your poetry, how are you gonna take that?
I'm saying I can keep like what.
No, like they saying like they'll give you your score and tell you like you could have done better in this and this and that. Like just say your
Okay,
performance was a two, and like they tell you the reason why your performance is a two because we didn't feel your energy. So what about them giving you critiques like that?
okay, then I can take that. But I'm saying if that's a fair critique. But if you tell me my shit's trash, that's hard. Or you tell
Oh
me my
yeah,
shit's
that's
a
tough.
joke. You tell me my shit's a joke, or you tell me some hurtful words like, "Oh yeah, I only brought you up here to laugh at you." Yeah, that's a different angle.
Yeah, that's totally different.
That's
Yeah,
You know what?
it's the intention
That
behind the words that I'm gonna take differently.
right.
that's just like I'ma say, and shout out to Written in Pain, uh, for the Grand Griot competition that he holds every year. I
Hmm.
entered the competition last year, and I did this one piece where I called myself trying to change it up a little bit. And when they critiqued me, they was like, "Well, the reason we gave you this particular score because that's not what we used to hearing. We used to the where did the aggressiveness go? Like what happened?" So it was like, "Oh, okay, so that's what y'all want."
Mm.
Most people will be like, "Ah, yeah, 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 yeah," but then sometimes it make you sit down and think like, "But let me put a little twist to it." And then when you sit down and rethink the process and rewrite it or come up with a whole new piece, and you putting your uniqueness, because I'm learning. And shout out to Ted the Bits, but one of the best poets that ever gave me advice. She told me, she said, "Don't get me wrong." She said, "Your pen is fantastic, learn to start really expressing your emotions. I want
Mm.
to feel your emotions. And it was like I wrote this one piece, and it's like, damn, I went deep. I didn't know I was actually feeling like that.
Mm.
And now it's like I can't stop now. It's like I'm really expressing myself as me, and it feels good to breathe my own ink.
Look,
Like
like
it. It's
poetry.
healing.
I look. I used to write poetry, and when I perform it, I used to speed right through it. Like, just,
It's like you
I'm
reading it
done.
just to hurry up and get it done with.
Just hurry up and get done
I used to
because
do that too.
look, well, I used to be so nervous on the stage, and I'm like, let me just go ahead and get
Mhm.
through it and just, But then someone like, man, I couldn't feel no emotions. You were saying the words, I was hearing the words, but you was going so fast. It's like we really couldn't just get it. You got to slow down, pace yourself. In my mind, I'm just thinking, let me go ahead and get done with this poem, so I won't mess up or anything like that.
Like
But
somebody
Yeah.
told me one day, stop reading just to read it to feel it,
mm-hmm,
and then let the
mm-hmm,
audience feel it.
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
no, that's what some of the newer poets that I've been talking to, the way they read, I told them, I said, when you rewrite your piece, write it the way you read. So if you're gonna read that stanza as Tom went over the hill and jumped down, if you're gonna read it, Tom went over the hill, pause, then jump down the hill. If you're gonna read it like that, and then when you take that pause and when you write it and go to the next line, so that way you know to take a break, to breathe. You're reading it as a run-on sentence, and you're getting lost. At the same time, if your energy starts to fall off at the end, what do you think we're gonna do? It
look,
was like you're gonna lose the audience. We're following you.
mm-hmm,
You take us on that journey. So if you start to dip off, I'm dipping off.
mm-hmm.
I was like,
Right,
so you
and then
control
you get
me.
lost.
Yeah, I was like, you're controlling me. So if you take me on a journey into your mind, you better hold on to that thread. Otherwise, if you let go, I fall off.
But you
Right,
but you
the
know what
same
it
way.
is though? People need to understand like when poetry and we have to understand rhythm, just like in music, and it's rhythms. That's how we get so entrapped in a song and stuff like because the rhythm. Our voice is an instrument. We need to use our voice as an instrument, the highs and the lows. We need to go up, we need to go
Mm.
down, we need to say the same, but we need to fluctuate our voice so people, the ear, can listen. Because if you got so many different levels, they're like, okay, I'm catching on. But when someone talking monotone and I'm trying to get a poem out and I'm trying to convey my words and give you the meaning that I'm trying to give you, but there's no feeling in it, I'm just running on and I'm like, it's just hit different. You got to put some character in it. Put some character in it. You
And you
know.
got people, and you actually got people that read like that.
Mm-hmm. Look, you got to put some character in your voice, man. You got to, just give a
Yeah, because
little
I did.
spice.
I had a poet tell. I ain't gonna lie. I had a poet tell me one day. She was like, "Did you really want to read that poem?" And I'm like, "Why did you say that?" She said, "Because you read through it so fast, like you really didn't want to read it. You just read it to be reading it so you can hurry up and get done."
Mm-hmm.
I'm damn for real. And I didn't even think about it in that sense of that poem. Now realizing no matter what stage, no matter what platform I'm on, it's a stepping stone. So it's like you know when you asked the question earlier, if I could change something in my poetry, what would it be? I would take it more serious. I would
Mm,
focus more.
mm,
Because see, back then it was just writing, and I love to write, but it was just writing. But was I really focusing on what I was
mm,
really writing down?
mm.
And
And that
now I
hit
know how
that
to do
thing.
that. I know how to stay more focused and use my life experiences as my own poetic tools.
Mm. Okay. Look, I got a question. So, what about bars? Do you feel like poetry should have bars in it?
Nah.
Whether you try to
I
write
don't
bars or not, they gonna automatically just go with the flow.
Because
And a
I
lot of
didn't.
times you don't be intentionally.
But look, I didn't heard a lot of poems that or a lot of poets that they style is just straight bars. There's no structures to it. They just randomly speaking bars. Would you consider that poetry?
In a way, yeah, because it depends on, especially depending on the topic. If we speaking on, I've heard a guy speak on a poem and he took it as mental illness,
Mm-hmm.
but you would have really thought that he was in the army and that he was literally on the battlefield the way he read this poem.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, damn, damn, damn. And it was like
Mm-hmm.
just back to back to back to back. And a lot of times you don't even be intentionally trying, but if you got a certain cadence to yourself or a certain flow or a certain rhythmic of wording, it's just how it come out.
Look.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
how it turned out. Yeah.
Like a lot of
because
times I don't be trying to.
like some of that scheme that I had as I said the park no not that one hi, I'm TK the Poet Israel. um I'm walking with my eyes closed, trying to figure out where I'm at. I keep bumping against the wall. Then I realize all the bumps on my wall was in braille. Like, I feel like set how important is your first couple lines? Like when your setup, like you initiating your poem, how important is your first couple of words or your first couple of lines?
I want my first set of words has to capture the audience.
Hmm.
It definitely, like, I had a piece where, shout out to my mentor, Nina Purple Rain. She told me one day, I said, I've been doing poetry for years, but as far as, you know, on the stage, me? Who, me? No, you playing. She was like, I guarantee you I can put you amongst the best and you gonna eat. Did you hear what that man just said? That
Hmm.
man just gave 16 bars in one line. Yeah,
Look.
no, I can't. No, I can't even do that, bro. No, I can't even. She said, stop doubting yourself.
Hmm.
She said, I want you to go home. And she said, I want you, just from the words you just said, and if I remember the piece, I did the piece on depression and I had to perform it. And it was like, oh shit. Yeah, how am I gonna do this? And it was like I had to really, when I say really gather myself together, because I had to really put myself in a state of mind that depression is really fucking with me. Like he really getting on my fucking nerves now. Now I'm fucking angry.
Hmm.
And it was like
Hmm.
I had to look to myself, and then it just came out, and it was like I was doing things that I didn't even think I could possibly do. Like in a particular piece, I said, my heart goes cold, and I walk over to the lady and I grab my chest and I put my heart in her hand.
Hmm.
And she like, wait, huh? And I'm like, damn, I just did that. I just did that. Like, oh shit, I just did it. And it was like the most, you'd have thought I won 12 Grammys, 16 Oscars, but it was
Hmm.
like, that was like one of my proudest moments, because it was like, I could do this. I could really do this. Because at first I wasn't as confident in my pen as I am now. Now I could pick up my pen and be like, yeah, I got this shit. But at first it was like, I don't know, they might not like it. But then I had to learn that I'm writing for me, not them. When I learned
Okay,
that,
so
yeah,
okay, I'm glad that you say that. And if anybody want to answer this question, y'all feel free to answer this question. How is it how important it is to write for you versus writing for the crowd?
You said how important it is.
Is writing for you versus writing for the crowd?
Oh man. Well, for me, like I said, sis, it's everyday life for me. So it's my life. So it's very important. It's very important for me because it helps me breathe.
Mm.
It helps me breathe. And in the process of doing that, I try to be a blessing. So again, if I can share something that I contemplated and pondered on, and try to be responsible in what I do.
Mm.
But at the same token, I have to be genuine. And
Mm.
honesty is usually dirty.
Mm.
So but you know it's a fact. So
Mm.
I just try to motivate myself and just writing from that, just writing for me because I know what writing has done for me. And I know for a fact as a witness for my own life what it'll do for somebody else just by sharing. You don't know what you may say that will be so impactful that will motivate someone to pick up their pen or motivate someone to speak to someone or motivate someone to merely start forgiving themselves by something a poet has shared, either from their own life experience or from someone's experience. And it's someone's experience, it's somebody's story.
Look, and you not lying about that. That poem when I just did, "My Life Not Yours."
Yeah,
I had a 18-year-old dude. He came up to me. He had tears in his eyes, and he like, man, when you spit that, like I felt like you was talking to me. You were talking about my life story. And he was 18. I'm 40. For me to resonate with an 18-year-old by, he feeling the same sentiments that what I was saying, for him to come up to me with tears in his eyes, I'm like, if I didn't need nothing else in that moment. For my poem just to
yeah.
touch that person that much that he was so
Like they
emotional,
say,
tears.
when you can touch one person,
Mhm.
it ain't gotta be thousands, it ain't gotta be millions. If you could touch
Mm,
one person, you've
Change the
done your
world.
deed.
Yep,
Because
yep.
mm,
if that touched him, trust me, he gonna go past the word. Man,
mm,
bro, go look up such woo woo on Instagram. He said some shit, bro, that touched me, and I just want to be different, bro. I don't even know how to look. I gotta go. You'd be
mm,
Yep.
surprised how words can change a person,
mm-hmm,
especially like I'm gonna give you like I was having a moment when I tell you mentally I wasn't there, like gone, just gone. And I went to an open mic and I spit this piece, and it's like you could hear the hollowness in my chest, you could hear the hurt, you could hear the pain. And this is how I met my mentor. She came to me and she gave me a hug. Said, "You going through some shit?" I said, "No, I'm good." That's normally I lie. I'm good.
mm-hmm,
I'm cool. She no, you're not. No, I'm good for real. I'm good. I'm good. She no. She said, "You ain't see that bus coming down the street? You standing right there." I
mm,
was mentally gone
mm,
in a whole. It's like I was there, but mentally, emotionally, I was gone, just gone.
mm,
And it's like, I thank God for the little small things in life, because she paid attention. And it's like, yeah, you're not gonna sit here and it was like right now to this day, I thank her for that. Because a lot of people don't like to listen.
mm,
But then it's like, oh well damn, I ain't know she or he was going through that. Another thing I want the world to realize, and I can't express this enough. Don't think women are the only one who have mental illnesses, because we're not.
mm,
Men go through mental issues as well. Don't think a man is not supposed to cry.
mm,
A man has a weak point. They have moments where they hurt. They have pain too. It's like stop just out here thinking that they just supposed to be Superman and they just supposed to take the bullets and keep on going. We not Timex watches. We don't take lickings and keep on ticking no more.
Hmm.
Our watches is actually ticking.
Hmm.
But y'all don't realize our time is winding down. It's like the sand in the hourglass telling us our time is almost up.
Right. Right. Man, look. I'd rather be a victim of domestic violence before I go through mental abuse. They say words don't hurt. Well, I found out that shit not true. Cause the way my heart and soul feel, how I've been lied to, fake loved, and slide through, it's even crazy when the enemy sleeping beside you. See, I don't like this phrase. Oh, you took it the wrong way, or that wasn't what I was intended to. But I see the scene that come from miles away while focus on my driving, hand on the steering wheel like 10 to 2. So many people living in my head. Yeah, I got tenants too. I should have left that relationship like 1:50 a.m. In other words, 10 to 2. But I'm here to talk about mental abuse, and that's what I'm intended to do, just to show you. Just because it's not physical, don't mean it'll affect us mentally, even way don't mean spiritually. Had me question myself like, is this way love's supposed to be? What is loving someone properly? Is love supposed to feel like poverty? Possibly how I see it, mental abuse is what I've been subject to ever since my younger days. Now I know why white people had controlled the strongest slaves. Enslaved. That's how I feel. Doomed before the womb, been talked down about like a Whitney in a room. Conversation about my demise like here's a tune. And just like I fight physically, have to do the same way mentally. I can't let the people get the best of me. Like, here, try this. Wow, this is really good. What you put in this? I can't tell you because it's my own family recipe. But that's how I should shield my mental. But I wish it was that simple. I need hired and higher guards to protect my temple. It's in the middle that I stay strong. Now, letting anyone get access to my sanctuary. Because to be honest, you're brave you in the end. Because that place is very scary. To survive, you need 100 Bloody Marys, a Virgin Mary, blood from an enchanted fairy, bite from an evergreen huckleberry. So I'm just trying to paint you a picture of my mind like a visionary. Mental abuse. What I gave life to, and sometimes it's worse than taking one. So who needs a gun where words can do more damage? They took advantage because I allowed them to, but not no more, not now, not tomorrow, not never. See, I'm in control. I'm the diamond out of the cold. I call bullshit when lies were told. I see everything clear like an open road. I went down the hill, looked Satan in the eye until I wanted everything back that was stole. Because I learned my lesson and had my hand on that stove. See, I just want my abusers to know that I survived because I'm still alive. I am alive.
Yeah,
Let's go. Let's go.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go. You drip that.
Look, look.
yeah.
See,
That
see,
To
you
man.
be a
got see
victim
you
of
over here got
domestic
people going up.
violence.
Definitely did that.
Look,
Yeah, that-
people don't understand mental
yeah.
abuse is real. Just because, like you said, just because we're men, we ain't supposed to show our vulnerable side. We ain't supposed to have no weakness. We ain't supposed to cry. We ain't supposed to do a lot of this stuff. But we go through a lot of issues that we try to cover up because we're men. It's a lot of emotions that we don't show because we're men.
You're
It,
mean.
it,
And they
it's a
always
lot of
tell you men supposed to be strong.
look. But it be sometimes that as men we break down and cry silently. We don't let nobody see the tears, but inside we held our emotions in, and they don't understand why some of our black men are so angry because we didn't deal with a lot of
Because
stuff
they've had
that
to hold a lot in. They went through a
look
lot that y'all had to bear.
look, and people want to first they want to judge what's wrong with that person. You don't know what people been going through or what they've been holding on to for years and generations and stuff like that. And one thing I tell people like as men, we can't be depressed. Real men, we can't be depressed. You know why? Because we got a family to take care of. They don't understand if we in our depression and we can't go to work or we don't eat or anything like that. They don't understand about that. So we gotta put our feelings, our emotions to the side because we gotta focus on everybody else besides us. You know,
Basically, like telling you to put your feelings in your back pocket and sit on 'em.
look, look. And
You
when
know what?
some
You
women
just
say men are not emotional, because we can't, because we got so many things that we have to take care of. There's so much stuff on us that we can't show it. We just got to get it done. We just got to do it.
Right, got to get up and keep it moving. You know what?
No, look,
You just made me think about something I got in the arsenal.
look.
Yeah.
Let's go. Look. Let me give you center stage, man. I gotta give you your just. Let me give you center stage, Lady Crucible. Hey, talk your ish.
See, that black ink drips drastically, dramatically, sometimes even frantically, letting the venom drip from the tip of my big anguish and frustration, smeared across loose leaf paper, releasing this anger, my complacency, never ending. These thoughts in suspension, my mind confined to these walls. Man, if they could talk, they'd spill it all. These walls behind my eyes have run very dry. I couldn't see them coming down my eyes, so I had to let this black ink cry. Pen in my pain, dance in the rain, heavy stains like the weight on my name. Will things ever change? The stem in my brain ain't functioning. The black ink don't change its color. Inked with aggression, parental supervision will be needed to read this. Red ink, blue ink, black ink is what I was born to be. This black ink runs all through me as it seeps through crevices, inking devastation, no second thoughts to desecration, leaving you to contemplate and just how my black ink drips is beastly. My words got meaning, dripping venomously, dripping in all caps, no cap. Poetically speaking, pardon me, my dialect spreading catastrophe. The blasphemy, you don't drip ink like me. Confessing, I cry in silence. I be spitting that fire, bars go ballistic. I'm not a statistic. All jokes to the side, drip this black ink with pride. It ain't just the color, turning pain into poetry. It's my essence, my struggle. The pulsating through my pen, inking how it feels. Wielding this pen like the almighty sword. Ink these words that stain like scars, those permanent marks. My ink spills secrets of a heavy heart. So I write, bleeding this black ink with no filter, no edits, unapologetic. I'm scribed in the margins, all a saga of survival. Porn.
Fire. Man, there's some songs on the radio that you listen to over and over again. You just fuck with it. That's your song. That's one of them poems I can sit in my car, play it, and listen to it over and over again. Like, yeah, that's my jam right there. Like those are one of those ones I like that. Look,
Yeah, say
look, I
no
like
cap.
that.
Yeah,
Look,
ink with no cap. I like that.
look, that was
I
fire.
like that.
Hey man, look, we getting close to the 2 hour mark, man. Before we go ahead and get out of here, hey, you got to grace the stage one more time, and Shorty Rock, you have to end us with a phenomenal poem for you can end the night with, man. So you got another poem in you?
Oh, of course.
Okay,
Sure.
okay. So look, this is what we gonna do, man. We gonna let you go ahead and get to center stage, and after you, Shorty Rock, you gonna end us with the last poem, and we gonna give the people let them know who we are again, once again, and let them know where we from, what we represent, and what we do, and we gonna go ahead and get about this thing. But look, I appreciate each and every one of y'all jumping on this platform, spitting your poetry. Shout out to Poetry Life League. Hey, we gonna do big things. We're gonna be doing big numbers. Hey, the world gonna realize we are the best writers in the world, man. But
Yeah,
also the poet, man, go ahead and take that center stage and give the world what you do best, man.
the status quo of the ghetto to show what you got. May it be a Glock so you can light up the spot, or mixed emotions for selling that synthetic potion of oppression that leads to destruction. You see, the infatuation with self-degradation was a long thought out plan by the unseen hands of Willie Lynch and Jim Crow. Don't you know the penetration of one's mindset holds the utmost respect in the eyes of the powers that be? So I ask myself, what must it take to stimulate the active intelligence of my pedigree? I say, read your history. Be inspired by how respect was acquired through sticks that spit fire. Now, today, power is shown through economic towers. Because you see, for generations, the manipulation of nations has been their format. The great Jamaican peeped that. With their government contracts of assassination, Patriot Acts, their spy contacts, took the backbones and left the bodies paralyzed through believing that the false expectations appeared real. Fear. We decided to settle, unknowing that we made a deal with the devil, but with the spirits that soar over the Serengeti and ride the waves of the Atlantic that maintains the pace of the planets. The dictators began to panic, but they thought that we were going to break under the pain and hold our positions for which we were given in this nation of sophisticated concentration. But by them being non-clairvoyant and full of pride and malice and lust for our women, was a divine intervention. For you see, the multifaceted personality of life is indeed relevant. So now, with the past devious deeds of the infrastructure with no productive solutions, has now forced them to fuck with the Constitution. Same-sex unions for your amusement. So now, in today's age of telecoms, iPods, and techno, the Black Plague is in retro. For its tenacious consistency continues to run its course through history, has been labeled the plague of eternity. So I pay homage to Mohammed, Osiris, and Isis. For the plight of mankind was all in the mind. Poem.
Fire, 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 man. Look, we're gonna have to clip that up and put that out, man. That was fire, man. Hey,
Thank you, brother.
look, I'm speechless. Look, I was trying to think of some words, but look, fire. Look,
Thank you.
I really appreciate your wisdom and your knowledge. And and I tell people all the time, timelines. It's about a certain point of time when we come in and just like we figure out this is what we supposed to do. We live our whole life just to get to this moment.
Right.
You lived your whole life to live what you live, been through you been through, for you to put it in your poetry and give it to the people to resonate with and for them to learn something from. Your life was a story that you could tell someone else for to illuminate them to get them out of a situation that you was once in. You know,
Exactly.
and I tell people all the time, like, look, we don't live for ourselves. We live for other people. You know,
Exactly.
and so once we realize that it's not only about us, we go through certain things for a reason, and it might be 20 years from now. We like what I did when I was 18. It was some stupid stuff. But now that I'm 40, I look back and I can tell them like, look, I've been down that same road you was going through. It didn't
Mm-hmm.
turn out too well. So I'm trying to warn you before you get to a point where I was at.
That's
You
it.
know, I'm here to put a light on you and get you out of the situation that you in. So that's why I say sometimes we go through certain things not only for ourselves, but for someone 10 years down the line to show them, look, this is where I made it out this situation. You ain't got to go through that. This is another way. So sometimes, like I said, we don't live for ourselves. We live
True.
for this moment right here that we can get
Right.
get on this platform, talk to people. Someone may catch it, someone may resonate to whatever we are saying, and be like, "Man, I needed that."
We got to be able
If
to
I
pass this down from generation to generation.
look, look, I'm trying to tell you, but man, we got our last poet up, Shorty Rock, Shorty Rock, Shorty Rock. You still with us, Shorty Rock?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, man. You the last poet up. Hey, you gotta give us one of those powerful pieces, man.
Got you.
Okay, Shorty Rock, it's on you. I'm gonna give you the center stage. Let's go.
What's good, shorty? How are you? I hope you can rock with me because I can and will instigate chaos just by whispering syllabic nouns and conjunctive verbs. The Creator birthed me under the stars to have 10 planets in alignment with me, giving a divine connection, signifying duality, choices and echoing pathways between earthly and spiritual realms. Born with the smell of the ocean ingrained in my bones. naturally a baby girl. Purple sunsets, grandparents, and so much family. Hiding was impossible. Love in abundance. Raised where we make and the world takes. The boogie down is a playground, and the scoop kill isn't all brotherly love. Based now in the South, but apparently I speak a different language and drive totally too aggressive. Stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Your word is your bond. So it shall be written, so it shall be done. Don't let your mouth write a check your ass can't cash because someone else is the bank and they will happily bounce your ass to next week. Yes, I'm daddy's little girl and a tomboy. So don't get mad. I'm capable of anything. Only because he said so. 5'2", fun size, yet bigger than the Giants. I love to drive, so get in, buckle up, and keep your hands where I can see them at all times. This will be a bumpy ride. I become Geppetto, manipulating words like a marionette, delving and diving. Make believe becomes reality. I will exist in your brain. Sapio, Siren, Harold, let me serenade you into eroticism. Like the four strokes of an engine. Suck, squeeze, bang, blow. Lubrication is always required to firmly depress on the pedal until hard. Hold until I say release. Proceed with caution. Slippery when wet. Falling in love is a ghost story. Not everyone sees ghosts. Don't fall for the perfume because it won't last forever. And please understand, she may not have been the first to say it, but she did say it the best. I am an artist and I am so sensitive about my shit. Hey yo, I'm Shorty Rock. Peace.
Shorty Rock, Shorty Rock. Hey, that's how you end the night. That's how you end the night. From now on, that's how you end the night. Shorty Rock, man. Look, I appreciate
What Will Smith tell Martin at the end of Bad Boys? That's how you do it. From now on, that's how you motherfucking do it.
No, for real, man. Look,
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
appreciate each and every one of y'all for jumping on this platform, man. I'm gonna go ahead and bring y'all up, man. Y'all tell the people who you are, where you from, and what you do again. And again, appreciate y'all for jumping on this. Until next time, y'all already know what it is. But also the poet, man, go ahead and tell the people who you are, where you from, and what you do again.
That's what I am, and that's what I do. I spit poetry as well as I'm a motivational speaker, and well as I'm a health and wellness coach. But more importantly, I'm a good listener, and I try to do my best to be a decent human being. You can find me on TikTok, Facebook, as well as Instagram under the poet Ontario Smith, or just plainly Ontario Smith. Again, it was a pleasure, and may you all have a good evening. Thank you. Oh,
Okay.
I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana as well. Gotta
Yeah,
put my
yeah.
gotta put my city on the map, man.
No, for real. Shout out to Shreveport, Louisiana. Man, we got the next poet, Lady Crucible. Lady Crucible in the building. Lady Crucible in the building.
What it do? What it do? I'm Lady Crucible. I'm Lady Crucible. You can find me. You can find me in Chicago, Chi-Town, Chi-Town. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on TikTok and Facebook under Lady Crucible. Facebook, Nia Coney. YouTube, Poetic Priestess. And also TikTok under Poetic Priestess. It's always a pleasure and blessing to bless the stage. Peace.
All right, that's Lady Crucible. Then we got next Shorty Rock. Shorty Rock. Rock with me one time, Shorty.
Hello, hello. I am Poet Shorty Rock. You can find me under that name on Facebook, Instagram, favorite, also YouTube. On TikTok, you can find me under Shorty Rock or Theories in Chaos. Hope to see you soon. Toodles.
And that's Shorty Rock, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's TK the Poet. You already know this, so you ain't got to quote. And if I spoke it, you already know what that mean. Y'all wrote it. Poetry Life League. Hey, y'all see the merch. Poetry Life. Y'all see the jerseys. Y'all see we doing things, y'all. Old foe in the back. Put the foes up. TK the Poet. Hey, we doing big thing. Poetry Life League is going down in July. Hey, beware or be square. Hey, if you a square, you can't fit around in our circle, man. Hey, until next time, y'all tune in every Saturday at 7 o'clock, 7:30. You know what we do. Sometimes be on real nigga time, but hey, sometimes we be early. So, but again, check us out on Poetry Life League on Facebook, YouTube, Black Room Media, X, The Real TK the Poet, TikTok, TK the Poet 3.0, on Discord, Poetry Life League. Hey, we taking over. Hey, it's Poetry Life. We out. Let's go.
Get the money with you or with your not. Get the fucking whip it with the pot. Your corn, I invest up in the stock. Left everybody went straight up to the top.